So I thought we'd do a garden tour. Okay, so yeah, okay. Garden tour number 1 this year. And as you can tell, this part is not prepped yet, and that's because this part of the garden has the least amount of sun, or it reaches this part at the latest, so I don't do any of the spring sowing here, because that's no point pretty much. But I have sown in the greenhouse, as I did in my disaster video where nothing worked. And here we have different types of pak choi on its way, some weeds as well. We have some spinach, but this one I think the seeds were not the best. Very little shards, but more salad on its way. This greenhouse is also a bit too far in that direction. I mean, it works, but preferably you would need more sun earlier on to do the early sowings. Now what I've done since last time, I've filled up this one, or not filled up, but enough to be able to use it. So I have 3 more that has no soil at all in them left, and then a whole bunch that needs to be cleared. We're also watching my parents' dog. I've also added a second story to these. I've sown peas along this very rickety arch, and they are actually starting to grow. And then there's potatoes in all of these, all 6 of them. Just the leftover potatoes from last year's harvest. There's also a lot of talking in the trees right now. See if I can. So basically the last bits and pieces of potatoes that we hadn't used because they were too small and had sprouted, we just threw them out here. We did that last year as well, and that was actually really great. It was a great harvest. And I've also bought potatoes from three different varieties, but we're gonna plant those later. I've built these 3 frames, and this is gonna be raspberries, and they are just a small frame, so I can have grass in between them, and I can go with a mower, because if you don't have a mower around your raspberries, you're gonna have raspberries everywhere. I have 6 autumn kinds and 6 summer, and I'm gonna plant something here. I'm thinking maybe yellow raspberries, not sure yet. I accidentally burned the leaves when I planted these out. They didn't have any leaves when I bought them, but they managed to get some indoors. And I accidentally burned them when I planted out, but I can see that there's new growth, so I think it's fine. Like here, totally burnt, but has some green coming. So I mean, raspberries are generally hard to kill, so. I've also filled these 2. This one is gonna have some onions once they are hardened enough to go outside. This one I've planted asparagus in, but this is either our temporary dog or some other critter. Might have been a deer, because we saw deer at the neighbors. There is a stroke where they run through the forest and between the houses here, so that's not really a surprise. I just hope that the plants made it. I think so. This is the experimental box. I started in the spring, it's still spring, but if you remember. So I did half of the box, about 1 square meters of spinach, and that's growing fine. I'm also accidentally growing some trees, or will be growing some trees, since I keep getting these. Over here, if memory serves, we have three different kinds of salads. I think we did chard here. It kind of looks like it might be chard. My memory is so bad. I think it's chard. And then we did some peas and broad beans, just as an experiment. And they've been slow, but there is one here. Let's see if we get any more. Yeah. So at least it's growing. The garlic is doing well. And I'm also getting some weeds. So here I'm gonna clear out. Then I have some artichokes that are going in this part here where I don't have any garlic. This one I thought was a lost cause, because I did a kind of onion that you, like the garlic, you place in the winter and it's supposed to grow to the next summer, but it was a red variety and a pink variety, I think, and there was nothing until a week or two ago, and then these started to pop up. So they are actually growing. I do have quite a lot of weeds in this one. This is actually my worst bed in weed-wise. So I'm purposely not doing a lot of weeding here, because I don't know how many are left to grow or to sprout. So I'm just waiting until they get a little bit bigger, and then I'm clearing this one. And this is my biggest build since last time. I think this might be visible from the moon. If anyone's ever been up there, you have to tell me. This is my kids' garden. I've built this over the last couple of weeks. It's just leftovers from the deck building over there, and some 19.5 by 2 centimeter boards. Over here, my oldest has sown peas and carrots in this one, so 1 row of peas along this fence, and then carrots in 1 row in front of it. These are not planted yet, because he wants peppers and cucumbers here, so we're gonna do that. These two have a couple of peas planted just by the trellis. And my son helped me paint this. He's 4. I think he did a great job, even though we'll have to do some repainting on the trellis. These are our currant bushes. So this is a black currant, where our oldest bunny resides beneath this one. And the younger bunny, we don't have any right now, is beneath this one, and this is a pink currant. Along this fence this summer we're going to do sunflowers and maybe some sunchokes as well. I've ordered some, we'll see. Might actually do the sunchokes here. Here we have a very, very, very sad little plant. We'll see if it survives. I actually still have the... So this was supposed to be a pink elderflower. It had a rough summer, so we'll see. Along this bottom fence we do actually have some berry bushes we need to tend to. Here we have a regular elderflower. We're a couple of years from getting any good amount of flowers, but I can still go to my parents and pick from theirs, because theirs is basically a tree. As you can see here, we need to do some clearing here as well. more currants. I don't know if it's black or red. Here I know we have some raspberries that we cut down, blueberries, another kind of blueberries, currants. You can see the difference. This one is at the far end. These are actually all currants here. You can see the difference between the currants that are growing towards the back and towards the fence. Compared to this one, there's been no difference in how we maintain them, and several of them are from the same, the same age and size from the beginning. It's just the difference of the sun. Among the fence, we have some peas and some weeds, and we actually have some leek here, so that's not weed, that's a leek. I did sow this one yesterday. So this one is peas and carrots. So as soon as those 4 are done, you could say that we are ready as far as the middle of the garden, or the middle plus the greenhouse. Apart from things in the kitchen garden, I do have some things outside of the kitchen garden, like this box, which is way too close to trees and things like that, so I keep having to cut away small trees, and I do have some nettles as well. And the strawberries are actually on purpose as a ground cover, sort of. But this one contains asparagus, and look, the first one. This box I have just cleared, and it's gonna be herbs. This one needs to be cleared, strawberries. And it looks like it's gonna be a good rhubarb year. I'm probably gonna dig up the middle one and move it, because I don't think it gets the best situation when next to the other two. You can see it from the size as well. And this is, a sad child. It's strawberries, but apparently also some grass and some chives, because it keeps growing there even if we move it. And this is the mess my kids leave. That was the first tour of the year, and I hope I get to show you more progress real soon. Bye.